What is going on, everyone? Mr. Nat5 here, coming at you with yet another very exciting forum battle. In this video I wanted to take a closer look at two other female beauties that both kind of look alike. Well, that actually depends on the clothing. I think that those that subscribed to my channel a long time ago already know that I am a huge Marvel fan. I've got a couple of Marvel related videos on this channel. I'd be pleased if you check them out. But I was looking at the red-haired spy Black Widow and I was looking for the right rival. Like, who could face Black Widow on equal terms? And by looking at their leather clothing, I immediately found her rival. Ladies and gentlemen, who is going to come out victorious between Nina Williams from Tekken and Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow, from Marvel in a devastation battle? Let us first take a closer look at Nina Williams from Tekken. She is of Irish descent and is a cold-blooded assassin. She has a lethal fighting style consisting of throws, grapples and holds, but we'll talk about it later. Let's check her background story and personality first, shall we? So the first thing that impressed me most when it comes to Nina, can you believe that this beauty is over the 40 and still looks like a model of 26? Well, the way she looks is all due to her cryogenic sleep. Doctors and engineers experimented on her for 15 years. Like 15 years, that's a lot. That's the same as being 15 years in jail. But anyway, the cryosleep experimentation didn't give her special abilities though. She remained the same. Well, yeah, literally the same. She remained the same. Like a beautiful young woman. But the poor girl did wake up with cryosleep-induced amnesia, so she totally forgot where her skills come from. Now, before she had her cryosleep, Nina had been drugged by an underground force when she was young in order to create the perfect assassin. And after her father's death, she was controlled by an ancient and mystical creature called Ogre, and was thus unable to feel any emotions at all. The fact that Nina was drugged, the fact that her father died, and the fact that she was mind-controlled by Ogre, not to forget that she was suffering of amnesia, these harsh moments left Nina with a broken and shattered personality, wandering alone and also believing that she can only count on herself, as she has constantly been manipulated and used. We can safely say that Nina doesn't need to be helped physically. Seriously, Nina is an assassin, and very ruthless and known assassin, and has a huge variety of interesting fighting styles to defend herself. Nina's fighting style is comprised of martial arts, Hapkido and Aikido, all of them used in the way of an assassin. Just to give you a brief explanation of what this fighting concept stands for, martial arts are codified systems and traditions of combat practices which are practiced for a number of reasons, like self-defense, military and law enforcement applications, mental and spiritual development. It's very popular and of course very strong when practiced correctly. Hapkido is a highly eclectic Korean martial art. It is a form of self-defense that employs joint locks, grappling and throwing techniques similar to those of other martial arts, and as well as kicks, punches and other striking attacks. So Hapkido is already crazy. And to finish, she has Aikido, a modern Japanese martial arts whose goal is to defend themselves while also protecting their attacker from injury, meaning that a practitioner is going to try and have complete control over his opponent. So that's a pretty package. Fighting against her would be very frightful. And on the other hand, we have Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow, or if you want, Scarlett Johansson. And you know guys, I love talking about the origin story quickly, but the only small problem with Black Widow would be that she has tons of origin stories, like most Marvel characters. She was apparently orphaned as a child when she was trapped in a burning building during an attack on Stalingrad, her birthplace, and all that by enemy forces. She was found and rescued by a Soviet soldier. And as she grew, she attracted the attention of Soviet intelligence, which began her training, so at a very young age, just like Nina. Black Widow is definitely one of the most known and greatest spy ever. She went through a very harsh training to earn the status of Black Widow. That training happened in a secret place called the Red Room, an espionage training program. And for decades, the Red Room had been a Cold War facility to train female spies known as Black Widows. So I really like the concept. And there were 28 orphan girls, Black Widow included, that were raised in that Red Room to become undetectable deep cover agents to infiltrate China and the West. America? And when it comes to her fighting style, I believe that it's rather hard to be specific on this, because we all saw her using kicks, punches, and she's very acrobatic, but she's known to be a very strong fighter, being able to go toe-to-toe with Marvel's finest. She fights as good as how she looks, just like Nina. Clearly, both these beauties have had rather traumatizing pasts of being used and manipulated. They had similar pasts and thus making it much more interesting to seeing them battle each other. Black Widow has a lot of skills, she's able to use a lot of weapons just like Nina, they all wear leather clothing, they're both beautiful, so they have a lot in common. And since Nina and Black Widow have been seen using the same moves more or less, who do you think is going to come out victorious in a Devastation battle? Let us know down below, and if you want to see more forum battles, check the links in the description box and click on the ones you like. See you in the next video.